Right. So in Scratch, this is what it looks like when you start off. You've got code blocks which are color-coded there on the left-hand side, so you can switch between these and you can do all kinds of nice things, most of which seem a little bit confusing to start off with. Okay. You can use it just for animation. A lot of people do that in school. They just make a little simple animation without having to go into Flash, but we're going to just use it for making games. You get this area here, which is where you can drag and drop stuff. So you can drag and drop something like that, and drag and drop code blocks, change them around, and then you get a sort of animation view there, and then you get a sort of kind of like a library. We've used Flash, haven't we? We've got library in Flash. This is kind of like the library area. Okay, so what we're going to do today is just make it very simple. Change the existing sprite, which is the cat that we all know and love, to something else, and make it go up, right, left, and down.
What if we made it into a tiger?
You can make it into a tiger. You yourself can make it into whatever you like. I like to keep it simple. I'm going to make it into a circle. All right. So what you do, the first thing you do, is create a new sprite. Change the color, make it red. Hold down Shift. And then you can make your shape, all right? If you feel that it's not in the right position, you can move it around. And you can also, this is a useful thing to remember. This is a useful thing to remember. Set the costume center. In the case of a top-down game, it doesn't really matter where the costume center is, as long as it's within the object somewhere. If it's a platform game, you might want the legs of your character to sit on an object below. So you might want to change where the costume center goes. So you can actually do that. But for now, we don't need to worry about that. Okay. So I've just created a new object. Now that object has now appeared on the cat. The order of the objects will just go on top of each other, and you can change the order, right? But really, for now, we're just going to delete the cat. So just delete the cat. Okay, and now we've got one sprite. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll make that character, or make that sprite move. Okay, so if we go to Control, and the first thing you want to do, you've got this kind of play and stop buttons at the top here. Okay, so that's going to start the program running. That's stop the program running. Okay, so if you say when clicked, that means when this green flag is clicked, do something, right? What we're going to do? Well, we want to make this character move. Motion. We want to do something with motion, but we want to make this character move all the time. So when you click the green flag, you want it to always do something when you hit a particular key. Okay, so if you go forever, forever is like a loop in programming terms. It just loops through a series of actions. When it does look a bit, it is like a puzzle. It's like Minecraft. Yeah.
So, in certain situations in games, like if there's a wall in front of you or you've been frozen or something, how do you counter the forever to stop at certain points?
Okay. Well, we will be looking at that in the next session, right? We're going to look at how you actually get something to stop when it hits a wall,
Okay.
right? What I'm going to do today is we're going to create the character control. I'll give you the challenge. How would you do that, right? Today, think about how you might approach it. See if you can get Scratch to do it. And then next week I'll show you another way of approaching it. Okay. So first of all, forever, we want to do something when you press a key, and there's another little block here called if. If what?
If there's nothing in front.
If there's nothing in front. Well, what we're doing is mainly the control of the object. Okay. If we press the W key.
Oh, the controls, right? Okay.
We go up. Right.
Oh, is it the same with the arrow keys?
It's same with the arrow keys. You can use.
Keys.
Who would you, as a group, what would you prefer?
Arrows.
Arrow. You are clearly an arrow group.
No.
Well, WASD is for left-handed.
Well, the other group we did WASD. Let's just keep it the same.
Oh,
Right.
that's left-handed.
Well, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then again, left hands can do that, but you can also use both hands.
You can change it. You can change it to whatever you like.
Good.
All right. Okay. If, and then if you click the sensing block, key something or other is pressed. All right. So we're going to change that to W. Okay.
Could you just press the key on the keyboard and put that
No,
Or
because
do
you
you
need to
have to
tell
do
it. You need to tell it to do something.
No. When you choose.
Oh, when you choose it, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a go at that yourself. If key W is pressed, what needs to happen? What do you think?
He moves.
He moves. Okay. So what you can do is you can use X and Y. This system works on Cartesian coordinates, where 0, Y, and 0, X is at the top left-hand corner. Okay. So if you were going to say Y is in the up and down direction, if you were going to say move up, okay, what would you change it? Say we're going to move up by 5. Which one would we choose here?
Position, isn't it?
You can say well, if you click set, it actually puts it in that coordinate and won't move. But if you actually say change X by 10, what it's really saying is for always, if the key of W is pressed, change X by a value. So it will always keep going in that direction. So in order to make something keep moving, you always have to have a loop going. So there's always checking if that's working. So if we say change Y by 5, we'll give it a value of 5, and then check it. It should do that, right? So when you press the W key, it goes up. It goes up.
Amazing.
So and then a shortcut, if you want to actually duplicate that block, you just right-click or control-click on a map, duplicate, right, and then drop that in. And then if we say S, if we're going to do it down, what would the value be?
-5.
Yeah, -5. All right. Okay, so if we check that, up and down. All right. So if we're going to do all 4, if we just duplicate that a couple of times, duplicate. Come on. Okay. We could say A and D. And then we're not going to be changing Y. What we're going to be changing?
X.
So we're going to drop those back. Change X by 5. We're going left, aren't we? So we want to change X by -5. And then change X by 5 in the D key. All right. 5. Okay. Now, if you drop those back in there, try it again. Okay, it should go in all directions now. All right. Okay. So now that's a really simple way of controlling a character. It's not the only way, but there are other ways.